Hey guys, it's Ken from OK Portugal. It's a beautiful day here in Central Portugal. I've got a new toy. Check this out. I'm going to be taking this to the city of Fundão. We're going to be cruising around. So I just want to say a big thanks to Engwe for giving us their latest e-bike, their Engine Pro 2.0. It's absolutely fantastic. I've had it for a couple of days, and today we're going to be testing it to its paces whilst having a look at the beautiful city of Fundão. Now the city of Fundão is about 30 kilometers away from us. Although this e-bike has a range of up to 110 kilometers, I'm going to save some time and some battery power by catching this train. And one of the cool features on this bike is it's folding. So you just undo this clip over here and the bike basically folds in half. You also undo this clip up here and the handlebars come down. All right, so the train's about to arrive. Let's get this bike on there. Let's go exploring. Right, so I'm safely on the train. I didn't actually even have to fold it to get on here, which is pretty cool. And I think it's about 30 minutes on the train. So the municipality of Fundão is quite big. It's 700 square kilometers, and it comprises of a whole bunch of different old villages and stuff like that. There's around 26,000 people that actually live all around the municipality. But where we're going today is the actual city. And the city itself has a population of around 8,000. I must say I'm quite impressed with the public transport in Portugal. Now obviously if you're in a big city like Porto or Lisbon, there's a lot more options. But obviously, you know, I live on a farm kind of in the middle of nowhere in central Portugal, and even I can get a train that takes me from here to Lisbon or from here to Fundão or Porto. I can even get to Madrid. I can get to other countries in Europe. And as long as you have a smartphone and a bank card, you can buy tickets using the CP app. It's cp.pt, Comboios Portugal, and you can basically see the timetables. You can actually buy tickets and pretty much go anywhere you want. Now the downside of staying in a remote rural place like where I live is that there are usually only a couple of trains a day that stop at those stations. So I've just got to keep an eye on the time to make sure that I can get back home. Cool, so I've arrived at the train station. It was pretty easy. It took about half an hour or so. And we've got an absolutely stunning day here. So let's go and explore. So the very first thing you see when you arrive at Fundão station is this artwork over here. I just want to show you quickly because this thing is pretty amazing. Look at this. This is an artwork called Lobo by Artur Bordalos. He goes by the name Bordello 2, and he basically makes these amazing sculptures using trash, using garbage that he finds all over the place. So you can see how this is stuck all over the building over here, and he's basically gone around to all of like the dustbins and dumps and things like that, and he's collected all of this stuff and built this beautiful artwork. And you can actually find these all over Portugal and lots of other countries in the world too. And you can see a little bit better from the side how all of that garbage has been stuck onto the wall. From the side it's quite difficult to see what it is, and it's only once you're at the very front that you can see the shape of the fox. Now in comparison to the smaller villages all around the municipality of Fundão, the city of Fundão is much bigger. It's got a lot more going on. You can find all sorts of cafes, bars, supermarkets, shops, services, amenities. It's pretty much got everything you need. In front of us here we can actually see the majestic Serra da Estrela, which is the tallest mountain in mainland Portugal. You can actually see the points up there. Well, I'm not sure if the camera can, to the very highest point, which is about 2,000 meters up. And then behind me we have the Gardunha mountains, which are the mountains that are in front of our farm. Those are about 1,200 meters high, and I love those. Now normally when I come here it's in a car and I'm not really paying that much attention to where I'm going. So it's quite nice to come on a bike because you can really get a feel for the place. You can smell the air, you can actually see things because you're going at a slower pace. It's a lot more relaxed. So it's quite a busy road this. I've got to be a bit careful with how I film it and stuff. But here are some of my favorite places. So just in front we have a place called Eco Campo, and it's a really great place to buy like stuff for your farm and seeds and things like that. And then we've got a new agri-loja which has just opened up, which is this big green building over here on the other side of the railway tracks. And that's also another big sort of agricultural store. And when you buy yourself a rural property in Portugal, you'll be going to shops like that a lot to buy seeds and like machinery and equipment and tools and stuff. You can even see that they sell like tractors and stuff. You know, it's all quite an agricultural place, this. When I first moved to Portugal, Gino and I bought ourselves some e-bikes, and actually this shop just in front here is where we got our first bikes. Now that was around 5 years ago. Things have moved on a long way in 5 years in terms of e-bikes and technology and stuff like that. And I must say this new bike of mine is a lot cooler than those little bikes that we had. This one's got dual suspension, so this is a suspension arm to do the rear wheel, which has got a little hydraulic shock on it, and then it has suspension on the front, which is hydraulic suspension, so much better than the regular spring suspension. It's got hydraulic brakes. Now, fair enough, we did actually have hydraulic brakes in the bikes that we bought from that store, but yeah, I mean, this is a really cool little thing. So just further along from the bike shop is this place over here. It's called the Adega Cooperativa de Fundão. This is basically a place where farmers who grow grapes can take their grapes and they turn them here into wine. It's like a cooperative. And this Cova de Beira region in Fundão here dates back all the way to the time when the Romans occupied the Iberian Peninsula. So this is a very historic area. It's also a very fertile area. And there's lots of producers here of olives, of grapes, of cherries, of peaches and different types of fruits and nuts and things like that. And most of that is centered around the Gardunha Mountains in the background. So we're about to hit olive season on our farm. We're going to be plucking our olives pretty soon. This is a place where you can take olives. It's basically called a lagar. You can get your olives pressed. It's called the Cooperativa Agricola Olivicultores de Fundão. Now, we don't usually take our olives there. We usually take them to another place, but they're all pretty much exactly the same thing. You drop your olives off and they get pressed and you pick them up a couple of months later. So it's quite a busy time right now in Fundão. I've sort of come just before like rush hour. I know if you're looking at this from other cities like London or, you know, America or something, then this doesn't look busy, does it? But yeah, it's going to get busy. On the left, we have a big Intermarché supermarket. We've got Lidl, we have Continent, we have Aldi, all sorts of hardware stores and a whole bunch of stuff for your shopping needs. Right, so that covers a lot of the sort of boring stuff. What I want to do now is I want to head back into the sort of center of town and show you all of the cool stuff. Now, I must say I'm really enjoying riding this bike. It's an absolute pleasure. And I think that's also down to the fact that it has something called a torque sensor. Now, e-bikes either have cadence sensors or torque sensors. Cadence sensors are the much more basic versions, where it's just a sensor that knows whether or not you're actually moving the pedals, and then it just turns the engine on. A torque sensor actually applies power depending on how hard you pedal. So you get a much more realistic and much more smooth riding experience. It's not this jerky on-off type thing. And I must say, in comparison to the other e-bikes that I have, this is a real welcome thing. It gives a much smoother riding experience. It's not this jerky on-off every time that you pedal. Oh, look at this. On the right over here, we have a public swimming pool. Municipal Pool. I haven't actually seen this one before, so yeah, this is a first. Now, judging by the looks of it, this pool is an indoor pool, so this is going to be open in winter as well as summer. And in front here, we have a nice looking park. Yeah, as I said earlier, I only usually come down here in a car, so I haven't really seen all of this before. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be riding on this path, but I don't see any signs saying that I can't. But as this is an e-bike tour, we're going to be using the e-bikes. Yeah, a little green area here with a little water feature. And we've got some space on the side here for kiddies' playgrounds. So we can see this is a much quieter sort of area, not so much traffic. We've got lots of apartment blocks and things around us. And this is obviously where some of the population of 8,000 people stay in the city of Fundão. Oh, here we go. Check this out. There's like a skate park. I wonder how brave I'm feeling. Yeah, let's give it a go. Now, I must say I'm quite impressed with the suspension on this bike. A lot of the other bikes I've got have spring suspension, and it just, once you sit on it and the springs are compressed, it doesn't really give you much cushioning. But the shocks on this are incredible. I mean, they really are. Like riding on calçadas and going off-road and stuff is an absolute pleasure on this bike. So now we can see a little bit more of like the residential area here in Fundão. There's lots of apartments and things, and it's quite nice and peaceful. There's all sorts of little shops and bars and restaurants and things that you can go to. Now I'm going up a hill here, just completely effortlessly, and you can see pedaling with one hand, just putting a little bit of power. If I put more down, watch this, all the way up the hill. And I'm not even panting. I don't know if you can see how big that hill was. It was quite a climb here in Fundão. And this bike just does it effortlessly. So now we're in the town centre. You can see we've got lots of shops on the side here, a little bit of residential space above. It's actually really beautiful here. Look at these trees that give shade. I think it's getting a little bit late now. It's almost like 5 o'clock, so you can see the sun's kind of going down. But look how pretty Fundão is. We live between Castelo Branco and Fundão, so we have a choice of 2 cities to go to, which is pretty cool. Castelo Branco is a little bit bigger. It's got a little bit more variety in shops, but I think I prefer the vibe in Fundão because it's a very pretty little village and it's a lot more peaceful, whereas Castelo Branco is a lot more built up and busy. And you can actually see in the background here, look how the Gardenia Mountains just sort of hug this village. Really beautiful. Now today's a Tuesday. If I'd come yesterday, there actually would have been a nice big market over here. But let's go down and have a look. There's this really big space that you'll see here coming up on the left, where there's just tons of market stalls and things on a Monday. Oh, and actually on the right over here, this is a place where you can catch buses. And these buses take you all over. So when I go and fill in Guarda, this is usually where I catch the bus to go up there. Yeah, the buses are pretty good in Portugal for a couple of euros. I mean, I can get to Lisbon sometimes for like 4 euros, which is absolutely nothing. I mean, it's a huge sort of 4.5 hour ride, 400 kilometers or so. It cost me like 4 euros, but you have to book it in advance. So it's a nice little travel tip, that. So this in front here, this is like a municipal garden space with a big sculpture, and then just to the back of it they usually have like a big market up there. I'm just going to go up there now so you can have a look. I have actually filmed it in my other videos before. It's a really cool space where we've like bought chickens even, like they got fruit trees and clothing stalls and all sorts of stuff, but also chickens, bizarrely. And yeah, if you come up here on a Monday, that's when they have the market, and it takes up this entire green area here. And just on the other side of the market area over here is one of my favorite little places to grab something to eat. It's a place called Shuk. It's a Middle Eastern restaurant, and it's very cool. So yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here for a quick ice cold beer. It'd be rude not to. Cheers everyone. Super Bok. Good stuff. Yeah, I must say this has actually become my favorite bike. Now, I just want to say, for disclaimer's sake, that I was given this bike for free by Engwe, but the only stipulation was that I was going to put it inside a video. I haven't been told what to say. I haven't been told that I have to say good things or bad things or anything like that. And basically everything I have to say about it is exactly my own opinion. And I did actually have a favorite bike from Engwe, which was called the M20. It looks like a little motorcycle, and that's been my absolute favorite for, I don't know, for like a couple of years now. But this has overtaken it. And I think the reason behind that is just how comfortable it is. It's got the same dimensions as the M20, but it's got hydraulic brakes and it has hydraulic shocks, which is something that the M20 lacks. And it's also a bit more powerful. Yeah, I think this is now knocked it off its throne, and this is going to be my favorite bike for quite some time, until someone else or Engwe does something even better than this. So I can't wait to see that. So this place behind me is called Shuk, and unfortunately they have to close down. They've actually been moved. They had a whole bunch of problems. I'm going to put their Facebook and Instagram page up on the screen here, so maybe you guys can help them out. But basically they're having to move to a new location. The food is absolutely awesome. You've got to check it out. It's Middle Eastern food. It's quite different, and yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. All right, let's hit the road. So as you can see, Fundão has a lot to offer. There's a lot going on, and it's a really pretty little town, city in central Portugal. I was worried that when I was here, the sun was going to go down and I wouldn't be able to see where I'm going, but look how beautiful this looks. It's kind of like I've come here at just the right time. I've got that golden hour where everything looks absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go a little bit further. This is a part where I don't usually go very often. There's something that I've just seen on Google Maps and I want to go and check it out. I'm not sure how well this is picking up, but we're on full battery still. I've been cruising around for a couple of hours now. This battery is absolutely phenomenal. This is a 52 volt bike. I know I'm getting all technical here, but most of my other bikes are either 36 volt or 48 volt. This is 52 volt. So it's 52 volts, 16 amp hours. It's got a lot of juice in it. I think it's about 860 watt hours or something like that. Don't quote me on that. I'll put it up on the screen. But yeah, plenty of power to power you throughout the day. Oh, just look how beautiful these mountains are. This is my mountain. Well, I call it my mountain, but that's only because it's behind our farm, or in front, or whichever way you want to call it. But yeah, a stunning, stunning mountain. There are a lot of trails and hikes and paths and stuff that you can take all around the mountain. And yeah, it's just an amazing place to come. So I'm not sure exactly where I'm going now. According to Google Maps, there was something over here somewhere that I wanted to check out. It looked quite interesting, but this may be a complete disaster and it may not happen. So let's figure it out. I think it's up on the left here. Ah, okay, cool. I see a sign to it just over here. So yeah, this place is called Parque do Convento. And on Google Maps it looked pretty awesome. Okay, let's have a look what this is telling us. So there's like a mountain bike center just up on the top there, and all different types of circuits for mountain bikes and for training. And yeah, I mean, this looks absolutely amazing. Huh, I should have come here first. Wow, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to come here with a bike, but apparently it's got a mountain bike circuit. So let's see how well I can do one-handed going uphill. I mean, this bike seems just to be eating it up, no problems. Now the reason why I wanted to come here was because it looked really interesting. They've got like, it's like a sort of exercise park, and they've got a whole bunch of different areas for like climbing and doing all sorts of different activities. This looks totally awesome. I can't believe I didn't know about this. Look, there's even like barbecue areas for the summertime. And yeah, amazing. So I'm going uphill, one-handed. These torque sensors are just doing an amazing job. When I put the power down, it goes. If I go off the power, it slows down. Really, really nice. Yeah, it looks like there's stuff here for everyone. Wow, look at this. There's some kind of climbing wall. And then to the background, look up here in the trees. There's like some kind of zip line thing going on there. That is amazing. I'm surprised that that's just open to the public. Maybe it's not. Maybe the ladders that reach it are taken up until they actually have people here to supervise. Because I'm guessing something like that is pretty dangerous if just random people start using it. Okay, so look at this. I know the camera's going to do a terrible job of showing you just how steep this is, but this is pretty damn steep. And I'm just going up one-handed, no issues. What is this? The BTT bike point. Look at this. So they've got a little tool shop here for your bike where you can put air in, and you can, looks like you can wash the bike as well. We actually have one of these in the village next to our village. It's the first time I've seen another one of them, and I'm not sure what this is. It looks like this stuff's been here for a while, as you can see by how old the signs are. But are these like public toilets? Yeah, look at that. Public loos and all sorts of activities going on for people to use. Yeah, this is actually pretty amazing. They've got like all of these different sort of treetop things that you can get into and cruise around. Wow. I think I need to find a little bit more out about this place, because this looks like a really cool place to come on a nice hot day. Wow, look at this thing. This is like a little bike track with angled walls. I'm not quite brave enough to take this bike on this. Don't know, that looks like something for the pros or BMXs or something a little bit smaller and lighter. Now, I can't quite decide on whether or not I should go up and just see a little bit more. It is getting a little bit late now. I wasn't really expecting this kind of adventure. I'm not dressed for it, and I'm going to be one-handing it. So, yeah. All right, well, let's give it a go. We are going up. So it goes up through here. It looks like asphalt. I'm not sure. Is this part of that track? This looks like I'm going out of the park. Is this right? Wait, I'm not sure what's going on here. It looks like I've gone up and through. Oh, okay, it looks like the actual park area is quite small. It's more for like trails and trials and things. Ah, okay. I was expecting something a lot bigger, to be honest. I was expecting like a couple of kilometers of going up and down a mountain track. But this is still pretty cool. Let's see what's inside the actual park area here. Yeah, so this is a great area for like kids and stuff to come here and basically practice. We've got some nice little drop-offs. Okay, so I see what this place is now. Cool, what an amazing place. If I was a kid and there was a place where I could swing around in the trees and cruise around in bikes, I mean, I would have loved that. Oh, this is too fun, man. Woo. Well, what can I say? Engwe, thank you so much for this bike. What's that? Oh, it's a spider web. This This bike is absolutely amazing. Now, if you do want to buy one of these bikes, which I'd highly recommend, this thing's amazing, have a look in the video description below. There's a discount code that I've got for all of our viewers, but there's also a Black Friday sale. That sale is actually going to be lasting for an entire month. So have a look in the video description. So not only will you get the Black Friday sale price, but there's also another discount. So I've worked up a little bit of an appetite. I've decided I'm going to get myself some sushi. And I found this amazing sushi restaurant in Fundão. And there's no way that I'm going down that with one hand holding a camera. Not because of the bike, obviously, just because I'm holding an expensive camera and I'm cycling one-handed. And I want to get some sushi. I think I'm definitely going to come back here the next time I have like a mountain bike or something like that and put it through its paces, because this is a very cool place to do it. I'm also going to come back here in the summertime and just see if I can get up into those trees. And this place is called Parque do Convento in Fundão. So it's 5:30, the sun's about to start going down in the mountains behind us. My train leaves at about 8 p.m. I'm not going to be waiting around that long, so I gave Gina a call. She's going to come and meet me. We're going to buy some sushi, and then I'm going to see how easy it is to get this bike in a car. I never had a chance to test it out or test out the folding capabilities in the train, because the train I could just put the bike on there. So now we're going to see what it's like when we stick it in the car. I tell you what, I never get sick and tired of seeing these mountains, the Serra da Estrela. Oh, look how incredible that is. So I hope you guys have enjoyed my little impromptu Fundão tour. I'm sure I've missed out on a whole bunch of places. I mean, there's so many restaurants here and cafes and bars and things. I've just kind of like breezed through it. I've shot this from the hip kind of thing. But yeah, Fundão is definitely a good place to come to and check out. Whoa, look at this little thing. Micro Lino. I've never seen one of these before. I got to stop and check this out. This is the funniest car I've ever seen. This is really cute. It actually reminds me of the old BMW Isetto with the opening front. It looks like you open up... Is this an opening front? Yeah, it looks as if you open up the front of the car and then you climb in. That is very cool. I like that. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people telling me that that isn't cool. But me personally, I like little electric things that you can get around cities. You know, like nice little alternative modes of transport. Not everything has to be a big, fast, gas-guzzling car, you know. Now, I need to see if I can remember where this place is. I've only been there twice before, and it's got the best sushi that I've had in Central Portugal. It's really good. When I met Gina, she was like, she did not eat sushi. She didn't like, you know, she was not that adventurous with her food. But now she absolutely loves it, and she keeps asking me if we can go and have sushi. But yeah, it's this place over here. It's called Oten Sushi. Japanese food. You know, this is the thing I love about e-bikes. Listen to this bike coming past. Now, I do love motorcycles, but it is really nice to be quiet sometimes. And I reckon I'm going to get a lot of flack for saying that. There's going to be a lot of people angry. But I mean, it's true. Like sometimes when you're going through like the mountains and stuff, instead of having a big angry sounding quad bike or whatever, it's quite nice to have a quiet, you know, quiet e-bike, and you can actually hear the birds and the trees and the wind and all of that stuff. So yeah, I do like it every now and then. Okay, so the sushi place, hopefully it's open. It's just over here next to what looks like, I think this is a courthouse, I'm not sure exactly. Ah, here we go. It's just down here. Please be open, please be open. Oh no, the open sign isn't there. It's saying from Tuesday to Saturdays it's open from 6:30 till 10:30. Oh man. Oh well. Well, not all is lost. We have another beautiful Super Bok and a lovely evening to wind down and enjoy. Hello, Gina. Hello. I have some terribly terrible news for you.
Is it not open?
It's not open.
Oh.
It's not open until, well, half an hour from now.
I don't want to wait.
Okay. Right, now we have to get this into the back of the car. Look at the back of our car. It's disgusting. What have the dogs been in there? I can see dog prints.
No, Eddie was jumping in there the other day, wasn't he, when we had the
Yeah, okay. Okay, in our defense, we have a farm and we don't have a pickup truck, so this is basically like our pickup truck, and that's why it looks like this. And there you go. It folds up and fits into the back of a little Golf. It does.
It does.
Right, so we didn't get sushi, but we've gone to our favorite pub, which is in our local village. We're going to get something to chow. This is where we end the video. We hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. All the best.
Bye.
Ciao.